Vehicle depreciation is going to decimate some Americans who have these $1,000 monthly payments. Today, I read an interesting article on CNBC.com written by Mike Winters, titled, "A New Car Costs Nearly $50,000 on Average. Here's How Much You'd Pay Per Month." According to the author, nearly 1 in 5 are making payments of $1,000 or more, according to Edmunds. A household earning the U.S. median income of $80,610 would have 15% of their pre-tax income used up to cover that kind of car payment, and that doesn't factor in the cost of insurance, gas, or maintenance. Here are my thoughts. I worry that some Americans with these huge car payments are going to get decimated by depreciation. Many will be seriously upside down, especially if they fell victim to the dealership scams such as paint protection, wheel protection, etc. People who finance these expensive new vehicles with a long-term and high interest rate are unlikely to get ahead in this world. Now that's just my humble opinion, and what do I know? I'm just some guy on YouTube with a gong. Allocating a big chunk of your budget to a depreciating liability is not a good idea. This is money that could be going towards investments that could earn a financial return. Look at me. I'm still driving a 2004 Toyota Camry with 426,000 miles on it. I could write a check for any type of car that I wanted to buy, but I don't want to do that. I like compound returns on my money. I like knowing that I have financial freedom to do what I want in life, and that was made possible by living frugally and investing wisely. There are a lot of people who want a fancy new car or a fancy new truck for a certain image, even though they shouldn't be spending the money. I have a friend whose girlfriend had a really expensive luxury vehicle, even though she had a mountain of student loan debt. She wanted a certain image when she drove into the work parking lot each day. In my opinion, no one cares what kind of car you are driving. When you drive these really fancy cars, some people might even think you are snobby. I've had people call my old car the Fred Flintstone Mobile. They assume it has rusted out floorboards so that you can pedal it down the street with your feet. That couldn't be farther from the truth. It has no rust on it. Toyota coated that generation of Camry really well with whatever they used to prevent rust. I really don't care what people think of my car. In fact, it is pretty nice not to have to worry about it being stolen or broken into. Just the other day, I had some gold and silver bullion in boxes on the front seat of the car. I was really busy, so those boxes were sitting there for 2 days. I parked the car at several stores, and no one broke into my car. People passing by probably assumed whoever owned that car has nothing of value in it. I got pulled over by a state police officer recently, and he didn't give me a ticket. He probably assumed I was down on my luck and couldn't afford to pay it anyway. Getting back to the article, the author said, if you finance a new vehicle at the average price of $48,641 with a 15% down payment and a typical 60-month loan, your monthly payments could range from $824 to $1,037 depending on your FICO score. Over the life of the loan, someone with excellent credit would still pay $8,071 in interest. Someone with poor credit would pay $20,886 in interest. Here are my thoughts. This is the American way for a lot of people, unfortunately. There are a lot of individuals throwing a ton of money away on interest. I sold cars at a new car franchise dealership back in graduate school. Rarely did anyone put 15% down on a car. I'm not sure why the author threw that in there. Most people had a ton of negative equity in their current vehicles, and they just wanted to get approved for a new car so they could roll that negative equity into the new loan. They just wanted to drive out of there in something new. It was really interesting to interact with people from all walks of life. You really learn a lot about the human condition working a job like that. I experienced the positive and negative aspects of humans working that job. I can't remember a single person ever checking with their insurance agent to find out how much their premium might change if they upgrade it to a newer, nicer car. Many people were just making an emotional decision when buying a car. In 2025, you really need to check with your insurance agent to find out how much a new car might increase your insurance premium. Insurance is really getting out of hand. I had my agent quote a 2025 Camry XSE, also an SE, and an LE, along with a Prius XLE. I was really shocked by how much more it would cost me to insure something brand new. And these are really conservative cars. I wasn't getting quotes for a Dodge Demon or a Corvette Z06. I think a lot of automakers are going to be in trouble in the next few years, especially because of this tariff situation and because of the higher interest rate environment and because of the rising cost of insurance for these expensive high-tech cars. Unless interest rates come down, I think some automakers are going to have a hard time selling their vehicles. Your average Joe and Jane are going to have a difficult time buying these expensive high-tech vehicles. Earlier tonight, I was at the gas station and some expensive vehicles were parked out front. I saw two different young guys. One young guy had a nice sedan with some really fancy aftermarket rims and tires. Another young guy had a newer Jeep with some custom rims and larger off-road tires. As I looked at both vehicles, I had to wonder if these young guys had their priorities straight. I wondered if they were maxing out their pre-tax retirement contributions. I wondered if they had a well-funded emergency account. I wondered if they owned a home and were making extra payments toward principal to get it paid off quickly, or if they were renting. I also wondered if they owned any physical gold or silver. I wondered if they had any real estate investments. They had money to blow on rims and tires, so you'd hope they were in a secure financial position. Somehow, I really doubt it. I think they were living for today and enjoying their money and trying to flex with their fancy rims and tires. Maybe they feel like they need to have those fancy rims and tires to fit in with their social circle. It's like young men who spend every last dime they have to buy $300 gym shoes to fit in with their social circles. Or young women who go into credit card debt to buy a very expensive handbag to fit in. I understand wanting to feel accepted. Social pressures can be intense at times. Some people may regret their financial decisions when they get older, though. That's what I think. But what do I know? I'm just some guy on YouTube with a dong. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.